Things I wish I knew before living alone. Yep, no intro. I was told that my intros are too long. Fine, you know what? Fine, I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. I do need to talk last. Welcome to this week's Tuesday video. My name's still Yara. I live alone for a little bit over a year now. So I think I'm getting more and more experience to talk about this. Even though the things that I'm gonna mention, I still fail at them. So people tend to romanticize living by themselves a lot, there is a lot of romantic and beautiful things about it. I love living by myself. But you know, some things are sometimes left out, completely ignored, which is tad bit not right. And before we start, and I'm gonna keep asking you that, please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, follow my Instagram and TikTok, and now we can start. Okay, first thing first, I have them all written down, as always, in my notes. Oh my god, I'm gonna start with the most annoying one then. All the chores. Is it chores or chores? Bro, life of an immigrant in one sentence. You need to remember that all of the chores that are considered chores are gonna be on you. Why I said it was the most annoying one? Because it is. Cooking, doing laundry, cleaning up your room, your bathroom, it's gonna be on you. You're gonna be the only one responsible for it, and it clearly just sucks. I was like, oh, you know, cooking is not a big deal. I can't cook, but I'm just gonna do like simple meals for every day. And it was like that first couple of months, but it only got worse, progressively worse, because I, like most of you I think, work 9 to 5. So coming up at like 5:30 back home and realizing that you have to cook your meals, that would be the last thing that I would want to do. That's why this whole chores part has become one of the most stressful tasks to accomplish. Before living by myself, I did not know that it was that much of a time-consuming thing. So in order to cook your food for only 2 days, you need to spend good 5 hours in the kitchen, or maybe a little bit less, maybe I'm just exaggerating, but I feel like it's 5 hours. It feels like 5 hours. Laundry, you know, laundry is not a big deal. You're just dumping all of your clothes into a washing machine. You don't have to care about anything else. Cleaning up, still, it's not as bad as cooking because I'm teaching myself, and this is what I recommend you do too. You came back from work, you changed, put that clothes away immediately. Remember about your trash schedule in like your neighborhood. Clean up the dishes and you'll be pretty good. But cooking, oh my god. First of all, it's already a big deal to go and get groceries. Yet again, it's time consuming, especially if you're like me and you don't own a car. Then you need to prepare this whole food and make it a meal. And you make sure that you have enough of that food for the couple of days, but you don't overdo it so it won't spoil. That's why it became way easier to get deliveries or eating out. With that being said, I'm switching up to the next thing. Deliveries and eating out. Something that odds are you're gonna do if you're like me. So both of those things I just mentioned, not good at all. Not good at all. You're here trying to get your life together, which includes being more financially responsible. So it's not gonna help eating out a lot or getting food delivered to your house a lot. I most likely get groceries out of the delivery app rather than just go by myself. It's a novel thing for me and I know it's bad, but as for now, I keep managing getting some sort of a deal so I don't spend too much money of like those deliveries fees. This is the worst part about it, all the deliveries fees and all the tips you give to people. Just a lesson for you, don't make it a habit, please. Try to keep it under control. Try to still prioritize cooking by yourself because it's very expensive to eat out of your house or to get stuff delivered to you. And I'm pretty sure you know it already. You can get it like once in a blue moon. That's what I said in the beginning. I fail at some of these things, this is one of them. At this point, putting these aside, sometimes it's just easier for me to not eat at all rather than just go through this hell all over again. I'm hating cooking part a lot, but it's not about cooking itself. Sometimes I love to cook as long as I have time. Okay, enough. Next thing is talking to yourself. Nothing too crazy. I've talked to myself a lot in terms of like, you know, you have thoughts in your head and you just like reading them out loud. As long as you don't have people in front of you like answering you questions and stuff, and that's concerning. But when you live alone, you tend to do it 2 times more often. So nothing too insane, but it's just sometimes so funny to catch yourself doing that, like, yo. You're more likely to laugh at your jokes in your head. You're more likely to like sing some songs out loud. Not too loud though, at least in my case. I call it living by myself, but technically I'm not by myself. I'm not alone. I'm only renting a room. So, you know, there's other people here. I don't need to be too loud. My roommate doesn't think so. You need to kind of keep it under control sometimes so you don't bother other people, or I don't know, don't get schizophrenic. Nothing more here to talk about. Next is getting sick is not cool. You might say, wow, groundbreaking, what a content. Of course, getting sick and being sick is not cool, is not sick. You don't have energy on anything. But when being a kid and the opposite working as an adult, sometimes it's just like, ugh, what a relief. Yes, I'm sick and I'm weak, but I don't have to do anything. You have to agree, it was a way to skip school. When I was living with my mom, it was a way to skip work sometimes. But now, not only you need to keep doing your routine and your work, but plus you're sick and you're weak. When you didn't care about getting sick, like you were okay with that, besides feeling weak again, you did not have to think twice about food, about hot tea, about some medicines, because you had your mama to bring it to you, in my case at least. But now, it's like a torture. You're forcing yourself to get out of the bed, to make yourself that hot tea, to get the medicines, go to pharmacy sometimes to get those medicines. And you do care now about skipping work, because every hour you work, it's the money you get. For that money, you're getting your food and your rent. So now just such an unpleasant thing to experience. Okay, next one is time flies way faster than it used to. My voice keeps cracking like this, I'm sorry.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Was I not focused this whole time? I'm gonna kill myself. What I mean is that, you don't have anyone to affect your schedule. Kind of. Pretty much in general, nothing really adjusts about this. There is your life outside, like talking to people, your work, your school, anything. That's one thing, but then totally different thing with whatever you have at home where you live by yourself. So that second part is basically barely get changed. Because nothing has changed. It seems like you're just living through a big, very, very, very long day. And even if you have day off and you decide that you'll just stay at home this week, time flies insanely fast. Because most likely the way you spend your time by yourself is just like right in front of the screen. You're either watching movies or doom scrolling, or I don't know, keep working maybe. If there was a chance to put aside all of the devices, the internet in general, and just spend time with whatever you have to do outside of the phone, that would be way more time. It would seem like there's way more time. Next thing that I already mentioned like in a couple of videos before, that you tend to isolate yourself way more. This is the last thing that you will want to do. Trust me on that one. Again, I'm not gonna like repeat myself with whatever I've said in that video, but the whole idea is you need people around you. You need to be around people. You need to socialize. You need to build your social circle, because your independence now feels freeing and a normal thing to have. Over time, you might find yourself spending less time with people, because like, as I said in that video again, I used to do it a lot. Getting groceries was considered as going out for me back then. This is something that you would never get nostalgic about. You would never think, oh, what a great time it was. Make sure you take care of this. This one I haven't experienced yet, but it's a natural thing to assume, I guess, like an evident thing to assume. When you're solo, you're getting a little too comfortable with yourself. So sometimes it might be very confusing, puzzling, and like weird to share space with somebody else once again. Because even if you want to do it eventually, you need to think of it on a long run. Like, oh, one day I'll be living with my significant other. How am I gonna do that if I only feel comfortable living by myself? And I hope it would never hit me, because I feel like that's way more difficult to fix rather than to predict. All right, last but not least, because my camera is gonna die, I'll do it later. The name says it all. You promise yourself to do something and you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow became a month, and then 2 months, and then 3 months. I went to like old-fashioned tricks. You know what I got for myself? A goddamn notebook to write down the things that I need to get done. I don't know how this whole system works. It doesn't even work if you put reminders on your phone. It's actually a helpful trick. Like, you write this down. Physically, you take the pen out, you take the notebook out, you write it down, and you're more likely to do the things that you wrote down in that way, rather than just like keep reminding yourself on your phone. So that's that. But yeah, you're gonna postpone stuff, you're gonna procrastinate a little more than you think you would. Just warning you, get ready. All right, that was all for today. I feel like that video is gonna be way more shorter than the one I filmed last week, but what a snatch of an intro that was, huh? Okay, I'm only joking. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found something helpful for you, especially if you're planning to move out or you're planning to just live by yourself, separate a bit. It's a great thing. It's actually a great thing. I love it. I'm wishing you only luck if you're planning to do so. This is a wonderful thing to experience, and I'm grateful that I have a chance to experience that. Even though sometimes, you get through all the struggles that I mentioned in this video, it's okay. It's life. It's teaching you a lot. I'm hoping to see you in the next video. Please subscribe to this channel. I'm very close to 100 people here. Can't believe it. Okay, not very close, but still, it's way more closer than I used to. Bye-bye.